Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you are. Bring it here. I will probably miss some messages from the Instagram side, but keep them coming. Let's see the tasks that we were doing before. Dark mode, YouTube. When we were last building the application, which was actually this one, we had an issue with the YouTube API. I'm not sure if we saw that. But we did have an issue with the YouTube API essentially getting a 429. So a lot of, what do you call, rate limiting. And I figured we may have to look into that at some point. Maybe not right now, but at some point we may have to look into that. Or we'll see. We'll see when the time comes. Let's bring this down here. I'm going to also change the settings for some other places as well. And let's move this one a bit here as well. I'm gonna actually open here. So yeah, we'll see. I will probably not work on Focus Doro today. We'll see. I think I will most likely work on Audience Meter. How many of you have seen Audience Meter already? Have you seen what Audience Meter is or what it does? I'll also look into cross streaming on Discord as well. Give me 1 second. But then I'm not really sure if let me see if I can cross stream from my laptop. I can do that. Cross stream from YouTube. Started. Codes Pixel says that I need advice about web development with JS. Yes, what's your question? Ask your question in detail, please. See if I can turn in live stream. Suhail Ahmed, is that the right name? Suhail Ahmed says hello, sir. Hello to you too. See if can everybody hear me well on Discord? And can you see the screen or no? I think Discord had some issues before, but I'm not really sure if streaming was solved there. I'm gonna probably exit Chrome and then rejoin again. I'm gonna ask again. Can everybody see the screen in Discord or no? Holly says yes. Prashant says yes. Good. Prashant, I'm working on this audience meter CLI, which I'm gonna show in just a bit what it is. But then I'm probably gonna look into a couple of more things as well. But before that, I just want to set up everything. So I'm gonna quit Chrome and come back. Give me 1 second. The thing is, my Chrome's, it felt like my Chrome's sharing was broken. Yeah, everybody on there can see. But are there any projects that you are working on that you want to share today? Chrome was restored. I want to go and restore all my tabs, please. History, 61 tabs. Yeah, that's gonna be me. 61 tabs. You know what's I have 2 windows with exactly 61 tabs. How crazy is that? We'll see if we need the other one. Okay, let's try it now. Share your screen, live coding. Do we see the screen now or no? Still no. I think. Show my screen share. Just hides from on. It seems like it's absolutely broken. Let me see if I can share a window instead, or let's see. Oh, it seems completely broken. It says your stream is still sharing, but it's not. I'm not really sure if it's Discord that is gone weird now. Reset permissions. Let's see. Let's try this again. Allow visiting the site. Speak on stage. Share screen. Entire screen. And I still don't see it. I'm thinking now. Yeah, Shubh Mishra says it's still showing the issue. I don't know. I think it's something wrong with the MacBook that's not sharing. I'm gonna try to share with my browser. Let's see if that works somehow. We're gonna go and say Discord. The problem with sharing here in my PC is that it would conflict with the OBS. Sometimes that's not the best thing. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna quit from this guy, disconnect and end. Stop sharing. And I'm gonna start again. Let's see. And let's see. Screen. And we're gonna say this and this. And there it works. Good. Okay. So I think it should be fine now. So everybody sees the screens. Hey, let's go. Good. Finally. Okay, Prasant says, yes, please answer my, sorry, we can see Code Pixel says, please answer my question. Shubh Mishra says it's not visible. Okay. I hate the technical issues that are happening today. Let's see. I think it's, Khalib Suleiman says, what are you working on? I'm working on two different things. I have an audience meter application that I'm working on, and I also have Focus Doro. That clapping sound effect. I don't know where it was. Was it somewhere here in the soundboard? Now I miss it. Anyways, let's quickly fix the issue with Twitch now. I think there is some issue with Twitch. It's so fun. Like as soon as you start looking into things that should work automatically, don't really work. So where is it? Restream settings, chat settings. That's not the one. Here it is. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Let's try to fix it on screen. I'm gonna bring it here so everybody sees that. So here we have the stream started. Let's see why we have that issue. So if I go to channels, I go to Twitch and I say view on Twitch. Okay, so here it says reload the player. I don't know why. So we disable it, we edit it, and then we try reconnecting it as well. Software and game development. Let's keep it like this. I'm gonna make this a bit short. It could be that this is the issue. Let's see. And then we turn it on. So let's see. I don't know if it's going to be the same or not, but we'll try. Yes, no. No live stream. I don't see it, to be honest. So I think we're going to have to just live with how Twitch is performing at the moment. February recap. That's not what we are looking for. It should have said we are live, but it doesn't. CodePixel says, my question is, what is the best approach to learn JS and logic building? The best approach is to actually build something. So if you're not building anything with it, you're not gonna learn the logic. So
Hey everyone,
I
my
would
name
say
is
just
Mohammed
start.
Ahsan and
I would say just start building. So look into small problems like small applications. Look into creating, I don't know, a note-taking application or something that's similar, or some management application, so to say, or something that uses an API. So it depends on those things. Shub, I would say just go to YouTube. It's sad that it doesn't work, but yeah, I would say come to YouTube. Better. So yeah, let's actually get into the things. So what I'm working on is this thing called Audience Meter. It allows people to essentially create different sessions. For example, I'm a speaker. I go to different conferences. I speak at different conferences, and it's not always easy to know how I spoke at a different at a conference, or if the people liked it, if the people hated it. So it depends on several factors. So I built this tool which I use to take feedback from the audience. For example, here this was a talk I gave on 5th of February, vibing the future with Angular, and I've gotten a few responses back here. So here you can see, for example, it was awesome, insightful. So this is actually real data, and all of this is anonymous. So I know how I'm performing in general. So I can see answers to questions like, for example, speaker clarity. I got one response, which is like 4.6. No, I got two responses because one cannot be 4.6. So here we have 3 out of 5 and 5 out of 5, so to say. So this is a platform that I've already built. I'm trying to finalize it and then to publish it. And then we'll see how that goes. So yeah, this is what I'm building. But alongside, I'm building also a CLI tool or a terminal tool. And this tool is supposed to help me with all of this, but within my terminal. So it's a cool project. So I want you to look into this and tell me if you think this is cool, or this is something that you think people would use or not. I personally would use it, but I want to show it to you now. So it's called Audience Meter. So if I go ahead and if I say Audience Meter, this opens in the terminal like this. It shows me all my sessions. For example, the session that you saw just now on the website, which is my talk at DevFest 2026, or Vibing the Future with Angular. I can open it right here, and I can see the details about the event. For example, what is the pin, what was the date and time, what were the questions, so to say, all the links that you see here. So the links are here as well. I can just click them and open them, and also the engagement rate and feedback, etc., etc. So it's a nice little UI overall. Okay, I'm looking at the questions now. Brother Hafiz Ali Hassan says, could you please recommend programming languages and platforms suitable for enterprise level software development? Also, which of them are considered future proof? Is Python with Odoo a good choice? So I don't know the future, brother. So I don't usually do a lot of future proofing. I don't know even I'm gonna be alive tomorrow or not. So I don't do all of that. I do look into what's available right now. Are there jobs opened for that? That's what I usually look for. So I would say to you as well to do the same. For example, if you learn how to fix fridges or air conditioners in I don't know, in the northern areas, or at the Antarctic, you're gonna die out of hunger, so to say. So it's not a skill worth learning there. So what you would do is you would learn a skill that you can find a job of within your area. So don't learn things that are the shiniest out there. You would more likely try to learn things which are aligned with the job market that you have right now around you, where you can apply, where you can basically, practice those skills, if that makes sense. So that is what you should go with. Now, in general, you have C Sharp, you have .NET. I would say PHP as well to a lot of extent. But when you're saying programming languages, I would go with C Sharp, .NET, C++. These are the ones that are a lot in demand. So you could pick those, and I don't think you're going to fail with those. So a lot of enterprises, big companies use those. For example, I work at Scania in Europe or in Sweden at the moment. And in here, we are using Java on the backend. And a lot of Angular on the front end, but also React, etc. as well. So you could start with .NET or Java, and I think you're going to be fine. But don't go with anything that is like future-proof. I don't go with future-proof. Maybe you're asking the wrong person then. What is the best approach for building projects from scratch and how much time I spend? CodePixels. CodePixels, can I know what your name is? And another question, how much time we spend on JS and jump to React.js and frontend. So what's your name? Is going to be my question. Muhammad Yamin says, hi bro, could you please tell us what is the best real production project, Angular or Next.js? There's nothing as best, so to say, because you're looking at the best thing in terms of one criteria. You might be thinking in terms of popularity, like which one is more popular. You might be looking at which one has more community support. You might be looking at which has more GitHub stars. You might be looking at which has better performance. But there are more factors than these. Which one has a better developer experience? Which one is the one that your team already is skilled in? So if your team already knows React.js, you're not going to learn Next.js. If your team is already well versed with, you're not going to learn Angular. If your team is well versed in C Sharp and Angular, then you're not going to go for Next.js. If your company policy or your company oversight is not really in that direction, you're not going to pick those. Secondly, if you care about server-side rendering, if you care about isomorphic incremental static regeneration, event streaming, all of those things, then it's arguable if you want to go with Next.js versus Angular, depending on certain factors. So there's no best. These questions are usually these questions come from people who are not really senior. And I understand that because I was obviously a junior at some point. So I understand where these questions are coming from. Shubh Mishra says, I only see part of the screen. Sorry about that. I think Instagram doesn't allow to see the whole screen. But I would then try to make it. I did try to make it a split. Let's see me fail. So you see here, I failed. So that doesn't work. But I'm gonna fix it for future streams. If you're watching this on Instagram, go to YouTube. How does this audience media CLI help on daily development work? It does not work for daily developers, Prashant. It works for me. I'm a speaker. I want to see how good my talks are. I want to see when I go and present in front of an audience, I want to see if I'm going to, if I'm doing well when it comes to my presentations. Am I clear? Am I going too fast? I'm going too slow? I want to see and analyze what my audience feels so I can improve my talks and workshops for the future. So that's the goal of this CLI. But this CLI is just an extension of the bigger application. So this is the actual application, the Audience Meter Beta. So this allows me to create those sessions, add the links, generate a QR code, and share with my audience. So when I go and I present in conferences, I go there and I share just one single thing in my slides. I go there and I share this QR code. And when someone scans this QR code, they have the access to all the things. They do have access to all the links. They have access to giving feedback on this one. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. So CodePixel says, my name is Tayyib Ahmed. I'm a BSAS 4th semester student of Virtual University of Pakistan. So Tayyib, you asked a lot of questions that are very basic questions that come from very much junior people. So I'm going to repeat the questions and then I can answer those questions. What is the best approach building projects from scratch? How much time I spent? So your mindset of how much time I spent shows that you are a junior, because you never know when you get stuck or how much time you actually end up spending something. For example, when you see someone learning a skill, let's say football, let's say table tennis, let's say badminton, let's say being a cricketer, have you seen them asking how much time should I spend working with or practicing my football skills? No. It's the more time you spend, the better you get. So it's not like I can tell you, okay, spend 30 minutes a day and you're going to be a genius in 1 year. That doesn't work like that. So it's a very naive question, and juniors have this question. I had this question as well. But since I got the answer, now I'm giving you the answer. So don't think in terms of how much time do I need to spend, because it's not like you have to, spend 30 minutes and then you have to go and, open a shop or something or do something else. This is your career. Time should not matter. You should spend as much time as possible into learning these skills, practicing, creating projects, and it doesn't matter how much time it takes. Now, how can you get started? Can be a good question. Like, what is the best way of starting? And also, don't go for the best way. Just look one single way that you can work with. So to create a project, go to CodewithAhsan.dev. If you want to work in my community, you can go to CodewithAhsan.dev/projects. And in here, you can see existing projects that you can join if you don't have an idea yourself. I'm going to send this in the chat so you can all see that. So you can see the link right here. So here you can go and you can click this create a project and you can submit a proposal. So in here you can say, I want to work on this project. For example, it's XYZ. It's a, I don't know, notes taking application. It's an application that helps people summarize, you can say summarize different articles or write emails, plan events, whatever that application could be. So you create a proposal here, you submit it. I receive a notification on my Discord. I can review it and I can essentially approve it. Once your project is approved, it shows right here. And then people can go here and then they can go and request to join this project. So you can work with different people in the community. So I already have a Discord community, as I mentioned before. We have 4,300 people there. And you can essentially join those projects, if that makes sense. There's a lot of questions, so I'm going to take one by one. Hashir says, bro, is the audience meter CLI only CLI based or the same functionality also available on the web interface? It's available on both. CLI is just like a little part of it. So let's see. Looking at more questions as well. Mia Shahzad says, I'm building in one screen and watching another one. Thank you for chiming in, Shahzad. I appreciate it. Make sure to like the video if you have not already, or the stream, and share it so it really helps the overall channel, etc. How will a person graduate recently apply to abroad jobs? Any platform you will recommend? I would say work on your LinkedIn quite a lot. Like do one thing that's super small, but share it with a lot of details, not faking it, but trying to sell it, because until you get a job, you are in the mode where you have to sell what you are or who you are or what you're capable of. So that's usually the practice. So for example, I'm live streaming it. Nobody's paying me for it, right? But I keep building projects because I have then a really big portfolio, so to say. So it depends on all of that. So start with creating small projects and take ideas from, for example, Gemini. So go to Google AI Studio. You can go there by just saying ai.dev. When you go there, you should be able to see this platform, or I think you can click a bunch of buttons here, but essentially if you go here, say chat, you can go ahead and start here by saying, let's say Gemini 3.5 or 3.1 Flash, let's say here. So here you can say, I want to build an application or I have an idea. So brainstorm that idea and then go from there. So either you can start here, and you can also use AI to not only like brainstorm ideas, but also practice. For example, I'll share one thing with you that I built before. It's called Logic Buddy, and it's also inside the CodewithAhsan.dev site. If you go here, click here, go to Logic Buddy, you'll see here that there is a Logic Buddy right here, which is built with Gemini. So it's an AI app that helps you with logic. So you asked previously, how do we improve logic, or how do we practice JavaScript and logic? So try to attempt these. I'm going to share this in chat just so you don't forget. And I see a lot of messages now, but I also see that we're missing a lot of things here. But here you can see, for example, this is a question. Write a logic to check if a number is even or odd. If the user enters 4, it should say even. If it's -5, say odd. How would you program to handle 0? So here you can type your answer, and this answer is not expected to be code. It's not expected to be JavaScript. Here you would write actual pseudocode. So here you can say, I will divide the number by 2, but with taking the remainder, for example, or the remainder. I don't know if I've spelled it correctly or not. I'll also take modulus. So this means I'm now explaining to AI how I will solve this issue, right? To handle negative numbers. Okay. Then I can also say how I would handle 0. If it's 0, then it's even. So I could just write, I'll also add a condition that if it is 0, just consider it even. So this is now pseudocode, right? And I want someone who's watching this to just clip it so you can share with others. But this is a very good example of how you can write pseudocode and practice your logic, your programming logic, so to say. So let's remove this 0 condition from here. So when I submit this, the AI will tell me, okay, you handled all of these things, but you forgot the 0 condition. So let's try it out. So now if I go ahead and say start assessment, you'll see that now it's thinking. I've submitted my response here, and then we'll get the assessment back from Gemini. So let's see what happens. So here it says you solved it, right? And I can submit my score, but I'm not going to do that at the moment. But here you can see that it says the parity portal cleared, blah, blah, blah. Now this is, I can see that this is a problem that I can fix, but it's not formatted well. But here you can see that my intuition about handling negative numbers is a spot on. In JavaScript, -5 divided by 2 returns -1, which is truthy, helping us identify is as odd, right? Now here it also says why your logic works, because 4 remainder 2 results in 0. In a Boolean check, 0 is falsy. So it also explains why is the answer correct. Now in here, if I see, I want to see if it handled here. So mathematically 0 is even an integer because it's divisible by 2 with no remainder, right? So it did not really cover that particular part, but it's fine. Now you can go to the next, and then it will give you the next challenge, and then you go to the next, it gives you the next challenge. And the fun part is I've only coded about 9 challenges, if I remember correctly. For example, this one. But if you go further, or maybe 10 challenges, now you can also generate bonus challenges. So it doesn't matter how much you want to practice. So if I generate a new challenge, if I remember correctly, this now uses Gemini to generate a new logic challenge, and you can attempt that as well. So here, this is like in real time, a live challenge, a bonus challenge that you can attempt. So you can keep practicing and practicing until you feel like, okay, now I understand the logic or how to explain in pseudocode, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Like, can I get some thumbs up or yes in the chat. Sarwan says, my logic building skills were forged through building project after project. In the beginning, I struggled to wrap my head around basic concept, but after consistently creating things, logic building became muscle memory. The same way I did with DSA and competitive programming. Exactly, yes. There's no magic formula to actually improve your logic building. It's as simple as this. You solve a problem, you get stuck, and the next time you solve a similar problem, you do it faster. That is essentially logic building. So whenever you're going to work on a completely new problem, you're going to get stuck the first time. And then when you do it again, then it becomes easy because you already solved the problem before. If that makes sense. Good. Okay, so I actually think I should get some work done. I've been talking for a while now. I'm also looking at some messages. Khalib says, that's a great project, but I have a question. What do you think about building with AI? I actually am building with AI. So all of what you see on the screen is actually AI. But you need to know what you're building. For example, if something is not working and I run out of AI credits, I'm still skilled enough to go in and check the code. If you're that good, then I think it's fine. Or if you're not that good, then you make the changes and then you ask AI to explain to you. CodePixel says, in this AI era, we write code itself or do it with the help of CLI? In today's era, you can use AI to do things faster, but don't use it for doing your job. Your job is to develop software. It's not the job of AI. So you need to be a software developer. AI does the coding part. It's not a software developer. CodePixel says, how much do I need to learn for getting my first job or internship? I don't know. That's a question I don't have an answer for. And I think that's, again, a naive question. How much means that there is a concrete answer for this. For example, what do you expect me to say? Like 2 kilo or 5 liters? How much? What do you mean by how much? Or 10 courses or 5 courses? There's no limit to it. You keep learning, you keep growing, and then you keep applying, and then you eventually get a job. So this mindset of how much do I need to just land the job and then I won't learn anything, it doesn't work. If you have that kind of mindset, then I would say that software engineering is not for you or anyone who thinks like this. So there's no limit. I would say look into the jobs. What do they require? And every job has a different requirement, so to say. You have to figure out what works for the jobs that you're applying for, and then you keep learning those skills. Ooh, I forgot. We also had a nice little Mudassir Ahmed says, hi boss, how are you doing? I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you, Mudassir? Where were my downloads? Recording. Documents. Stream. Code with Ahsan. Was it this one? Or was it this one? I think it was this one, right? Yeah. Let's keep that one. I'm gonna lower the sound a bit. If the audio becomes too annoying, let me know and I'll remove it. CLI. Sarvan says you talk a lot about AI assisted coding. Do you think beginners using AI today will still develop that logic, or is it there's a risk they'll skip the grind of building things from scratch? I'm gonna pause it. I think that's a good question, and my camera died. I know. I think they will miss it if they don't really see what the AI is doing, to be honest, and if they're not tinkering with the code. AI is getting really, really good overall at building code or building applications. But I think it's the more you don't know the core concepts, the harder it is for you to actually go in the code and then fix things. So I think at some point people should still be learning to actually code, I think. But I do suspect that if AI becomes so good that you would, I don't know, in a 8-hour working day, if you are just looking at or debugging, let's say 10 minutes, if AI becomes that good, then developers would have to rather learn not the programming syntax, but rather software development, like scalability, DevOps, design patterns, how to use different approaches, how to use different libraries, so to say, or this library versus that library. So you would still be looking into the documentation at some point, but I think the programming, the need for trying out different aspects of a framework before actually implementing something, I think that barrier is a lot reduced now. That makes sense. Mudassir says, what are you doing? Can touch short description. Yes, I'm working on my tool. It's called Audience Meter, and I'm currently building the command line interface for this. So for example, I can go here and I can run the same thing, and this is now in my terminal, so I don't even have to open a web browser to do the same. So I can, give me 1 second, I think someone's calling me. Sorry, I forgot to turn on my mic. Thank you for flagging. AD Rahman says you are right. AI is getting better every day. Please share your experience. Paid version ज़्यादा अच्छा काम करते हैं. I think yes, to some extent, yes. But it depends. The thing is, it's not just the tool that does the job, right? There are a lot of other things as well. So it's also context engineering, prompt engineering, और इस तरह की बहुत सारी चीज़ें. So I hope that kind of makes sense. But actually, But what do you think? Do you use AI in your daily usage or no? So let's try to generate audience meter. I'm going to start taking some screenshots so we can use them later on. I also want to temporarily hide the name. So let's actually have a look. So dashboard, I think there should be session table. And we should have pin. I want to hide the pin for now. Got a width here. Sessions.map status. And then we send the row here. Table. Okay, but then instead of the pin, let's actually don't do anything. Let's send empty, right? So let's try this. And this is what I mean when I say that you should know what you're working with. If someone is just using AI, they don't know where the code is and what the code does. Or in my case, now I know JavaScript, React. So I can go in there and then I can change the code. But if you don't know, if you don't have a clue of what the code does, then yeah, you're not gonna have any clue of whatsoever. Run is asking, are you using Visual Studio plus Cloud Code plus GSD? I'm using anti-gravity at the moment. I use anti-gravity primarily to read the readmes. I think here it's much better. But in the terminal, I'm using NeoVim and Cloud Code with the GSD at the moment. But let's try to build the application again. And then we're going to look at the session. So I should not be able to see the pins here. Okay, I still just see the pins. So that's not good. Let's see if I can go to sessions. I still see them. Why is that? So we got CLI, bin, audience meter.js, that's fine. We got the commands here, auth, create, delete, list. When we see the list, session table, session and rows. Here we go to session table, but it's exactly the same function. I thought it should have worked actually, but it doesn't. This one picks out the index.js. Do we actually get this? Okay, let's see. Let's try this out. See if I go here and say end. Here, let's build this again. Let's run audience meter. I want to see if I get test pin or not. No, I don't. But I am running the session table. Then why? Is it because I'm caching it, or is it because of? Let's see. Did I have to? Okay, let's have a look. dot pin that to in okay. Text. Aha, here it is. So this is for creating. This is for the list. I think this is where it should be. Then we have show, and we have dashboard. Aha, okay, this is the one actually. Dashboard tab. Actually say test pin or session pin. Oh, why does it? Yeah, I know that's truthy, but I want to still use it. Yay! So test pin for the win. Mohammad Faizan Siddiqui says, hi from Coder Labs. Hello to you too. How's it going? Bull Shadow says, what you doing? I'm building a command line interface tool. So a CLI tool for my web app, which is Audience Meter Pro. If you're a speaker or you conduct, I don't know, different sessions, or even if you're an organizer at conferences or within your university, you're gonna want to see this tool, because this essentially allows speakers to know how their talk was, or if this was good or no. So yeah, check the tool out, and this is the actual tool. So here you can see all my talks that I've given in the past. So a lot of them, as you can see right here. Hello Sujyot, how's it going? So yes, this the same thing I'm trying to do with my terminal as well. That makes sense. The Rahman Ujjan says, Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Lakshay says, is software development is in demand in 2026? Yes, it is. How do you think Claude is being created, or I don't know, other tools? Yes. Okay, so let's have a look at the sessions now. So sessions still have that. Let's quickly temporarily update this. I'm gonna go to session. I'm interested to see when it comes to the list items here. So we have the list items that's here, but then we have the sessions list, right? Here we do have the pin. I think this is probably the one that I'm gonna pick. But this one is an explicit command, so I'm not really sure. The metrics panel, the session detail. This is not the one. The session table. I do have the session pin here, but I think it's coming from somewhere else as well. Pin, blah blah blah. Tab bar is not the one. Let's see if I can figure this out. I think the list command, it uses something that is used by the other one. That's my guess. So let's see. Status display, blah blah blah. Session row is here. We should have a pin somewhere here. So here we could also have something like test pin, and then we. Let's try this out. I'm gonna rebuild and try this again. T-sup. So we do have a test pin here. Then we see the sessions. Nope, it's here still. And then we have the other ones. Let's see. I'm gonna remove this guy from here. Let's have a look. So if we look at the dashboard itself, we do have here brand colors. We have the sessions tab. Here it is, I think. Session tab goes here and takes the list items and then goes there and shows it. Where are the list items coming in? Here it is. So I'm gonna go here and share here as well. Test in. And now we should be good. See, sub audience meter. Being Zen says, is it React.js or React Native? This is React.js. We got, so here we go, got all of these, right? Good. Okay. Let's, by the way, if you're watching this stream and you have not pressed that thumbs up button, do that, as it really helps the channel grow as well. So let's see. Now what I want to do is figure out the issues that we have here. So we can't do create because it seems like as soon as we go there, we have an issue. And we are at 63. Okay. So things. Okay, we have an issue with the full TUI experience. The image. When we go from dashboard tab to create and hit enter, we end up in this issue. And then I'll also tell it that note that I'm using test in at some places so I can take some screenshots for the readme. Don't remove them yet. And then also there was another issue with create as well. Sorry, login as well. So in here, if I go to auth and if I hit enter, then we also have this issue. Also on tabbing to the auth tab, hitting enter, what you see in image number 33. Did I say 33? It's 23. That's fine. It's gonna understand that. But how many of you are not in the Discord community? Or how many of you are in the Discord community? Rabia says, me. Are you in the Discord community or not in the Discord? Okay, so the issue was create command is already the issue was that create command is already the create command and auth command is already the auth command. Passing their names again as args made the commander treat them as unexpected arguments. Okay. Okay, let's try this again now. So we go here, we run the build, we run this, we load the sessions, and we create this. Now it's working fine. Good. So Rabia, what you can do is you can go to CodewithAhsan.dev/community, and in here you can read all about the Discord community. I'm gonna share this in the chat. And if you're working with others, for example, I don't know, if you have students, if you have friends who are learning web development, I would say you can bring them in the community as well. But going back to the topic. So here now I can create a session. So let's create a a simple, let's say create a lightning talk. I say lightning talk at Google Stockholm. I can say the date is going to be 2026. March, let's say 20. The time can be 0900 and the duration is 10 minutes, right? So when we do this, it's going to generate in the terminal itself. And this is what I added just last night, that I can see the QR code. So I'm going to try the QR code from my phone to check if it works as it should. And you can also try the QR code, by the way, and see if you can open this. Let's see. Yep, the QR code works as it should. Ghost Gaming says, I'm actually watching the stream via Discord. The latency is so much better than YouTube. Why is that? No idea, to be honest. I think it could be because I'm sharing the stream from OBS, which is a software, and then it goes to YouTube, and then you see the YouTube. Nobody says we can't see the whole screen. I know it's a bit weird. Instagram doesn't show it. Come to YouTube. Try to search CodewithAhsan on YouTube and come to YouTube. As they say, come to Dubai. Well, not anymore, I guess. So I'm actually watching. Oh yeah. So on the Discord, I'm actually sharing directly my screen, so it's much better in that case. But yes, the session seems to be working fine, so we are good. And now if I go to my browser, I should be able to see. Nobody says, can you let us see the whole screen? Not on YouTube. Sorry, not on Instagram, unfortunately. I'm streaming with a software, and the software sort of cuts the screen. So sorry about that. But here, if I go and reload, I should see my latest one here. So lightning talk at Google Stockholm, as you can see. This is what the audience will see. When they go there, does it work? Does it crash? It should work. Yeah, it's loading at the moment. It's a bit slow. Why is it so slow? Is it because I'm using all my network resources for streaming, or because I could open that in my phone at least? Oh no, I could not open that in my phone. Well, that's not good. Why is that? Just scrolling. Let's see, why is that? So we do get the session. I think it's quite possible that I broke something when I was working on the last few things. Okay, let's actually try to identify and fix that as well. Because last time I was trying to look into the possibility of showing some information, or it could be that this is not ready, or this is not started yet, or the session has not been started yet. It could be that. Let's see. I keep seeing a loading screen for the session. It could be because the session never started so far. So what I'll do is I'll also share the screenshot of talk as well. Let's see. Lightning talk. This should at least not have an infinite loader there. So we have to fix at least the front side at the moment. But let's also try the login thing, because that's also something I want to look at. So we got the auth here, and I can go to auth, and then it just shows who I am at the moment. Okay, that makes sense. But what happens if I log out? Audience meter out. So now I've logged out successfully. I can quickly go ahead and say audience meter not authenticated, run audience meter auth login. Okay, so that's good. I thought I changed it to be open, but then still, what do you call it? Still show the dashboard, etc. But no, I did not. Let me quickly log in. And we also need to fix this guy. Okay, so the bug is in the session phase compute signal session component when the component exists but has not started yet, as I suspected. The future date, or it's a future date, it falls through into return loading, which shows the spinner, of course. So yes, here is the issue, and we need to have an upcoming state, so it's going to implement that, and then we'll implement that as well. AK Dreaming says, are you using AI for coding? Yes, I'm using AI for coding, and this as well, my brain. So both together, or at least I'm trying to do both together. We need to also fix this what do you call it, character on the successful load login when we do from the CLI. Okay, let's also try to quickly publish this. So we do have okay, we were missing the character set. That's the time I was missing. I was like, what do you call it? Formatting, nay, char set. Okay, let's commit and push. Let's check remaining to-dos then. Rahman says, what cloud plan are you? I use Pro, but it has very limited quota. It's so annoying. I'm using the Max at the moment. But yes, I understand. It has a very limited quota. But you have to use tools like, for example, GSD or something that can limit the context window. Otherwise, it goes and reads all of your files all the time, which is not ideal. That makes sense. Okay, so let's see. I need to also see a couple of things, but we will comes in. The CLI auth flow is so smooth. How does the terminal actually talk to the browser to complete the Google login? I've never implemented on and in a CLI before. Are you using a specific library or the local redirect server? Happen. It actually contains two different parts. One is that when you start the login process, it essentially spins up a specific URL for the server. So let me show you. If I log out and log in again, you're gonna see, oh, you're not gonna see. Open that. You're gonna see here that the URL, I don't know if you can see it. So here it is redirect URI, but there should also be a callback right here. So here it is. It is HTTP, and then yeah, the colon slash slash, then localhost, and then slash, and then the URL here is 32841. So what happens is whenever this CLI login initiates, it just opens on a random port because we don't want to log on a single port. So it opens on a random port, and then it goes to Supabase, which is what I'm using for authentication right now. And then I've set up in Supabase to allow any localhost URL, regardless of the port. So I've just mentioned HTTP localhost there. So no port specifically. So then what it does is after logging in, it redirects to exactly that localhost port, and the CLI is listening for that. So when it hits that URL, then the CLI finishes the authentication. So in here, what we saw was it was localhost 32841 this time. So when we'll do successfully the logging in, you're going to see exactly the same thing here. So 32841. So it goes to localhost 32841 with the token, with the access token, that is, and then I'm logged in. And now you can see the character fix as well. Yay! Maybe being a bit more specific. I don't know. I do like how it looks for Cloud Code, but I don't know. Maybe I'm asking too much. Oh, we'll see. Clean up the to-do list and remove the fixed items. So let's do that first. Vipoon says, which AI do you suggest that can help me study basically coding? Which level are you at? Are you starting? Are you starting right now, or what are you doing? Zenit, I'm really sorry, but it seems like the stream on Instagram is a bit broken. I'm gonna try to see if I can. No, I don't think I can adjust it, to be honest. The thing is, the stream on Instagram, it's not taking the full width. I'm gonna try to see next time why that is, because it should not be like that. It's just taking something out of context, so can't do anything. You would have to go to YouTube, unfortunately. Sorry. Maybe next time. So for the AI for coding, use Gemini. I would say you can just use Gemini for free. It's very generous. If you want to work with your logic building skills, so go to the Logic Buddy. I'm going to share the link in the chat. Rahman says, what do you prefer, more CLI-based agent or chat-based Copilot-like agent? I don't like Copilot-like agents, to be honest, as much as I like CLI-based agents. I prefer them a bit more. For example, I like this. So I have all terminals. I'm looking at code. If needed, I can go and check those, but yes. Let's see. So here, what do we need this for? Anything we discussed? I don't really think we need this to this, but let's see. And then also, I think we could say, where was the image? Now I don't have it, but we'll see. Is this on YouTube live? Yes, this is. It's being live on YouTube. So just search CodewithAhsan and then you'll see me there. Can't you rotate the Instagram screen so people can rotate their phone to watch it? I don't know, to be honest. If I show you what I see there, it's this. So if I go to, I don't know. But let's try this now that you have suggested this. So if I go to live video, this is where we are at, right? But now here, this is what they see. And this is stupid because it should just have taken the whole width. Which is absurd. Like why would that happen? And if I have to fix this, then I would have to essentially go and, I don't know. Maybe let's try starting it again. Let's do that. I'm gonna discard the video, discard this again, create live video, live coding as production. Public, we go with next. Copy the stream. Select and go live. Let's see. Let's hope we can fix it as nicely as I think I can do it. IO. I also see, to be honest, two different Instagram places for some weird reason. For example, if I go to, so here you see one Instagram here and then one Instagram here, and both of them is like the same. So I don't know why. So if I disable this now and if I go to this guy, maybe it works. If I do edit, I do this and I go with just landscape, save this, maybe it fixes it. Let's see. It looks like wind typing. Sorry about that. It's just an ambience sound at the back. The firecrackers. So do we see the stream here now? Yes or no? Did it turn on? No. So it seems like it did not turn on, right? Or I did not turn it on myself. So let's see. Sending data. That's good. Do we get the data here? And the moment of truth is here. Yeah, that actually doesn't fix it. Let's see if we have Linux, OBS, Restream plugin. I do know that the plugin that they have is just for Windows and Mac. So yeah, I don't think they have a platform for that at the moment. No, I don't think we can fix that, to be honest. The best we can do is, if I change this to cam, then it would just have the cam, but that's also not we want, not something that we want. So I'll not do that. I'll probably just not go live. That when you use the IG library, I don't want. The keyboard voice. It's not the keyboard voice. It's now you're making me think about my choices here. I'm gonna stop it. Is this better? And can you type yes or no in the chat? Is this better or no? The only case we was but isn't it exactly? Yes, yes, remove it. Exactly as I thought. We don't really want that to do in our plate. So we won't have it. We don't want to have it. Is SE fresher demand in 2026? I think you asked that question before as well. Yes, it is. Okay, so widget, embed code, hide empty stats. Okay, but did we get, I would say push? Everything is up to date. So did we fix the audience meter issue for going and opening this? Okay, so there we go. So previously we had an issue of not being able to scan it. Now we can scan it. I'm not really sure if we should have delete in here, but yeah, let's actually edit this and then make it possible to. And also let's see what happens in. By the way, I want your input on this. So let me know what you feel about this thing, because I've implemented two different versions of this. One is this purple background and the font, right? Look at this closely. Then you have another one, which is the landing or the home page, which is this. Now this one has a different look and feel to it. It's dark. You know, it's how applications now are, like Cloud Code, like all of those things. I'm gonna start a break with this. So what do we think about this? Do we like the black one, which looks like this, which means the audience meter overall, like this thing, becomes this? Or we change this guy to be like this? Sarvan says black one looks good to me. Ali Akbar, what's wrong with your keyboard, man? Why are you using so many caps? A recent graduate in BScs majors in AI had their trained like YOLO, blah blah blah. Wanna continue? What should I go for and where to start learning? I would say join the Discord community. Rabia says, so to be honest, it was actually quiet soothing. Okay. Was it a bit loud? Maybe, I don't know. Because I liked it. It helps focus a bit more. Let me change the battery. So black or indigo, what do we think? This or this? And also the font as well. I am a big fond of a bit of rounded fonts, so to say, but let's quickly see which one we were using here, because I've forgotten. Take this guy. Why is it not? Here we are. And computed. Close this guy. See the font. Font family is Inter. Exactly. So Inter is the font that we are using here. And which one are you using here? I think we are using Inter probably here as well. Yeah, we are using here, but then just this guy is a bit different, which is interesting. Font family here is JetBrains Mono. I don't know. Should it be JetBrains Mono? There is a discrepancy, so to say. So I don't like it. Ali says black one. Sure, where's the link? The link is you go to codewithahsan.dev/community and you'll find all the links. You'll find all the links, including which channels we have right now. For example, where do you see all the announcements, the general channels for chit chat, memes, etc. And then also anything that's related to other things as well, like mentorship. So all those channels are there. So we would have to do a couple of things. For example, one of the things that I also wanted to fix was this thing. So if I go here and have I shown you the AI analytics so far or no in Audience Meter? That's the thing that I've started implementing just recently. Based on the attendees who spend. Yeah, so this doesn't make sense that we say down 100% from last talk, because this session is in the future. It hasn't happened yet. It is on March 20. So it doesn't make sense to say we already have down 100% from last talk, because the talk is not done. I'm going to speak at this conference, this hypothetical conference in the future. So this should not be there. And that is something that I added as a to-do. So we start with the second to-do. So let's go with the second to-do. And while that's happening, I want to take screenshots for the README. So let's quickly start doing that. So npx audience meter auth who am I? I'm logged in okay already. So then I go with quickly open that. Sarvan says, I've been looking at the interface. It feels like the dark mode black theme might be a bit cleaner and more right on after a while. Yeah, we can look into the black one then. Let's close this guy and close this, I would say, a bit, so we can do a bit more, or we can just open this into a new one. So here, let's create a new one. It's not gonna be Toro. It's going to be in pulse checker, cd apps, CI, and then zoom in a bit, and then we go ahead with the npx. Open that, and here we are. So we take a screenshot of, I don't know, should we zoom out a bit? Maybe like this. I think that the thumbnail should be something like this. So we take a screenshot from here. I would say let's take it like this, a bit outside. Then we got sessions. Oh, did you see this thing? There was an E here, which was a bit, was not as nice. So okay, maybe it was a character issue. Maybe if I do this, oh, look at this. You see here, N sessions A, participants E. Something is interesting here. But if I go to the other tabs and come back, it's fine. But then now I don't know what was my image or how it looked. So I have to take a screenshot again. So we do with this. Start with Audience Meter Pro. Here. Take a screenshot. Here. Then we do another one. Say from Wise to Victory. take a session here. And we have create. Rafi Ahmed Manjiro said, hello sir, a huge fan, was about to sleep and saw you on Twitch. Good night. Ramadan Mubarak. Ramadan to you too as well. Ramadan Kareem. Have a good night. That was quite funny. Yes, exactly. When I tell recruiters I have an eye for design, this is this is what it yeah, it benefits to be a front end developer. For the create, I think let's actually create a session. Oh, but then I was wondering that the problem with this is I am inside the TUI, but as soon as I create a new session, I go outside of the terminal UI, which is I don't know. I think if maybe the create should open a new one and then should come back, if that makes sense. I don't know. Just a thought. Because right now it's I don't know. It takes you out of the terminal UI that I don't really like. I'm gonna okay. Mm. But I think we can fix that later, maybe. For now, we can. If I do it like this right now, we can ship that later. I think let's not do it now. Let's do it later. Even if it's a bit, it's not the best developer experience. I think it still is. It's okay. It's not as bad. So we go there. We create a new session. We say workshop. Then we say my next session, and then we just hit enter. And it's 6404. I think you should go through the session section code that and fix the issue. Session section code, fix that issue. Yeah, I don't want to switch context, to be honest. I want to finish one thing, that is taking the screenshots, so I don't do too many things at once. 120 minutes, and I think that's pretty much it. If I take, but I'm gonna look at the session sections afterward. So we do it like this, and we have, and then we have this thing right here. So now I go out to choose two zoom levels. I'm gonna take a screenshot here, and maybe one more. This, take a screenshot right here. So now I go in 1, 2, 3, and now so we have looked at create. Have we looked into this and this already? And then create is there, and then you're also authenticated. So of this, there we go. And then also we can say npx audience meter show, and then we can pick a particular session. For example, this one I think has, I have to look into the pin. So if I pick this guy, copy Oh, did I remove the pin thingy? We don't use the pin anymore, do we? Oh, we do use the pin. Yeah. Here we have this. Right. So here I'm gonna say this is the session. Or we could have picked a better session which has some data. So we go back and we pick this one, P2P Kolachi. P2P Kolachi or code at the speed of light. Let's do the DevFest Marrakesh one. I got a lot of good responses on this one. Yeah. See, we got a bunch of people, like 29 people, who gave feedback during DevFest Marrakesh. Take a screenshot from this. But I don't know if I should be sharing the pin. I think it's fine. Maybe, I don't know. If I go with this, and if I'm not logged in, would I be, I don't know. What does it say? Fetching session 404, right? Nothing is found. Sarwan says it's been great watching the stream tonight. It's 2 a.m. here, so I'm going to head to bed. Thanks for the value you shared. Ramadan Mubarak to you as well. And thank you for joining. Make sure to share it if you have not. Okay, so, and the thing I was discussing was, if I'm logged in with an account, would I be able to pick the session from somewhere else, like this one? So let's say I go here and say log out, right? Log out. Then I go to my app, and I don't know, maybe if let's say if I open with my other account, I open this guy and I try to do not log in, just for the sake of testing it. Here, here. If I go now to here, use the account, it should be retired. Interesting. Let's try this again. If I go here, okay, so this is gonna take the information, blah blah blah. Now I'm logged in. Okay, so that's good. Now the token is stored, and if I try to access this one, which is not of this user, what happens? Okay, so this is a problem. Now we are fetching the metrics. So this data is public essentially to everyone, which is questionable because we tried to use it with the session pin. But I think this is a big problem. It should not be fetching the information. But if when we start using pin, I think the metrics, etc., should not be fetched. Okay, but this is a big problem. And it's good that we have tested this. So let's see. Go back. And let's actually zoom out a bit. Okay. This is going to be a data breach, exactly. So we have an issue. Users via CLI should only be able to get their own data. Right now, use the pin, which is public, of course, but the metrics etc should be only fetched by the audience or the owner of the session. The image shows a user who does not own the session able to access metrics etc using the CLI. We need the validation both at the CLI level and on the backend level. One thing that I do have a concern about when we go to the session page, like we do get the session pin, it only has a limited data. Code Gaming says, in Discord stream, your camera is not visible the face. Yes, I can only share the camera in one place on my PC, not two. Level API endpoint. So we don't allow this all publicly. I would also say identify the uses of session pin. I believe it should only be for public audience to be able to give feedback, react etc, but not to get the metrics. But we do have the screenshots at least. So let's actually open the screenshots. So let's see. So here we do have this. This is test pin. So one is this also test pin. So two. So this one is not needed then. They both are exactly the same. The third one. Fourth one is for create a session, but I think okay, yeah, but then this one is not needed. This one is good. This one I don't think so. So this one was deleted. Then we got this guy, which is fine, but I think we should not have this thing right here. So what I'm gonna do is let's actually have rectangle. So we do have this guy. Or did we have blur as well, right? Yeah. Not this, but this. We can blur this guy. And we can also blur this guy. And we can also blur this guy. I mean, I don't know why I'm doing this because this I'm going to delete this anyways. But yeah. Let's not do all of this. Leave it as it is. Then we got the authentication, good. Then we got my next session upcoming. This is also good, I think. Oh. This one is actually the one that I don't want to export. Then we got test OA. Yeah, this one has to go. This one is the one we need the blurring. Are you using Claude API to code? I'm using Claude Code to code. That makes sense. gonna go with in. Oops. Pin. Gotta go the ID. Gotta go. Socials is okay. This is also sort of okay. This one has to go. And I think that's good enough. The bottom thing also gotta go. I think here, I think we just can do something like, nope, couldn't do it. There we go. Do it like this. And we also then do blur. This. Then we do a save, which should be in the pictures. And now I don't remember what was the name of this. Was it the last one? Rename, copy, paste it here, save, place. I think I did the right one, but let's see. So this one is my next session upcoming. Okay, so we are good now. Let's see. So what I'll do is I'll essentially copy this and go to projects, checker, apps, CLI, and source. I don't know if we want images here, but I think we should. Where's the readme? The readme is here, right? So let's say images. So we go images and we paste these, and then we I don't know if we want to let Claude figure these out or do it ourselves. If I open this, this is the show one. Okay, so here we have dashboard with apps. Then we got this guy. This is session list. This one is create session 1. This one is create session _2. This one is create session 3 with QR. This one is authentication tab. Who am I tab. This one is audience meter show command. And which one is this? No, but I think then this one is and the other one is the same exactly, right? We don't need this guy. Let's delete this. This one. Okay. Can we do something like using XAI Grok API for building bulk video and image generator? Bulk video and image generator. I think that should be possible. I don't see why it would not be possible. So yeah, I think it should be possible. Okay, what's happening here? That was a session issue, right? And here, updating session interface, user ID. Okay, sorry, this was the security issue. So CLI show pin command lets authenticated user view metrics, sentiment, timeline, blah, blah, blah. Pin is public, shared with audience, so anyone can look up the session ID and then hit the protected endpoints. The backend endpoints have auth guard, but don't validate that the authenticated user owns the session. So what needs to change is when we do the get ID metrics, this should have auth guard and receives the user request ID. Good. User not ownership. Fix add ownership check. So it would add the ownership check. Calling service get ID sentiment timeline, and then has auth guard but doesn't even receive request to fix. Okay, so it will fix the request part there. Ownership check pattern is going to be there. Good. CLI skip metrics fetch for non-owned session, and it's going to go in the show one. Okay, find by pin responding user ID. CLI can compare the user ID. Good. Import get user ID from token from API client JS. I think it's okay. So we'll fix this issue once, and then we'll look into the other part. Go and close this guy. Let's go and I think we are still on this one. Run one more. Ali says, I asked this question because many of the people are selling Veo 3 bulk video generator and they were using the Google AI Ultra accounts to. Yeah, I think that's pretty common now. It depends. Some of them have enterprise sort of software for this. I don't really know what is the like what are the nuances of like contract of Google with them. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so let's try this again. I'm not supposed to be able to see this one, right? Because because this guy does not own this. So if I run it now, oh, I have to build again. Sorry. Yeah, I have to build this again. Clear npx audience meter t sub. Wait, npx t sub. And then I do this again. Now in here, do we have some things that are different? We do have the links because this is public. We do have the session info, but we don't get the metrics, and we shouldn't be getting the ID as well. I don't know. I'm thinking, should we be getting the ID of the session in here or not? I don't think so. We should be getting the ID in this case. And previously we did have pulse checker, app, CLI, images. Want to see the last one that we did? So the metrics here should not be here, right? I'm thinking. I believe the ID session ID should not be here as well. This could pose a security issue by knowing the session ID. Can we remove it, or do we use it in the web app in a way that we can't? It could also be that this is of an issue since we check authenticated users ID with the owner ID. Ali says, I've tried to copy that, but unfortunately failed because I was trying to run open source Chine's version of Veo 3, but it says you are a poor I first buy a GPU and then run it locally. I think it's not possible without the GPU. No, exactly. Exactly. You need a lot of computing power for this. Because I was also looking into things like OpenClaw or and such, and running open models, but it doesn't. It's not as easy, to say the least. I'm missing the sound, the crackling sound. I'm gonna actually bring it back. Yep, gonna bring it back. Here. Okay. Audience feelings. Okay. Submitting feedback. Yeah, I thought so, because when we are submitting things, it would have to set it. And if we had the session ID the other way around, which means that we have the session pin, we send it to the backend, and the backend tries to get the ID and then does it. That could be possible, but could that also make it less secure, because anyone can go from the ID, from the pin to the ID, which we are actually. So we can't really remove it. But I think that then that's good. Okay, so let's actually try to fix the images. So let's do a quick GSD progress to see where we are. We do have the final milestone complete, but I think I would want to incorporate the images. So I've uploaded, I've added some images in apps, CLI images. We can now reference in the README. You should be able to guess by name of the image, but you can also read the images, then add them to the README. So when we publish to npm, we see the nice images. Ali says, your English is so good. Typing speed is also amazing. How did you learn that? And are you really a Pakistani? That's the first. I am Pakistani, yes. I've lived all my life in Pakistan, apart from the last 6 to 7 years. I'm originally from Karachi. But I did learn a lot of, or I did practice a lot of English during my work, sort of the work life. So it has been a while. I've been coding I've been working as a professional developer, software developer for 13 years, if I'm not wrong. So yes, I think I'm past the point where I have to think in Urdu and then type in English. And I hope that I get better at that in Swedish as well, hopefully. Please short intro about the project. This is a project that I've created for myself and other speakers who go to conferences and they speak, they give workshops, they give keynote sessions, so to say. So this tool allows speakers like me to create different sessions or talks and analyze them based on the audience's response. So that is the project, and what I'm working on right now is a terminal side of it. So I have the possibility of going to my terminal, run npx audience meter, and then this should bring any sessions that I have created, so to say. I can create more sessions, I can log in, log out, and yeah, all of that. Auth. Maybe we can just call it login and logout instead of auth logout, because it feels more natural to just say audience meter login. No? I don't know. I think it feels more natural. I don't think there's going to be ever a conflict between auth login and logout, if that makes sense. But now do we have screenshots with auth login? Okay. Question: can we replace the auth login and auth logout commands? Sadeem Anjari says, hi sir, I'm Pakistani and I'm from Karachi. Good to know. Where in Karachi are you from? Can we replace it with just logout etc? Also have to our screenshots. Ali says, I mean, that's good. I'm also confident in typing or writing, but not so good in English, especially the accent. Yeah, I don't know where the accent, to be honest. Not tried an accent. It could be with the people that I've spoken to. So I worked in a US based company for 2.5 years. So it could be from that part. Zishan, how's it going, Zishan? Zishan is a regular viewer who comes every now and then. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Good, my health is good as well. All good. Okay, so here it says at login logout while keeping we don't have a breaking change because nobody uses it at the moment, so I think I would go with maybe top level login logout only. Ali says, that was my first time on your stream, but I think I'm gonna be a regular viewer. Okay, we'll see. Hopefully, inshallah. And feel free to suggest things that can improve the stream or the community once you join the Discord community. By the way, we are also having a hackathon for those of you who don't know. I'm gonna start talking about it or create videos about it soon. But we have this hackathon hoping to be on 28th of March. So we are currently in discussions with the agenda, the mentors, the judges. We already have some judges in place. So we have, for example, Imran, who is in Sweden. He lives pretty close to me. He's working as a principal architect, pre-sales architect at HP or Hewlett Packard. We have Noman from Temples in Karachi, and we also have Asadullah, who is in Germany at the moment working at Mercedes-Benz IO. So they're going to be the judges, but I think they will have a bit more as well. So still a lot of things in progress, but yes, it's Ramadan, so it would take a while. Okay, so a lot of things are being updated at the moment. Also, perhaps all of them. All we read me view. Okay, so here is our nice little readme dashboard sessions auth out I create list is nice as well. Why do we have an actual in here? This is not good. It's in the readme. Do you see that? I'm gonna see which session it opens. It opens a real it opens a real session. Why do we have that? Remove the actual ID from the readme. Places and pins and session pin as well. Like, and then they say AI is going to take our job. What's happening here? This is my real data. Ali says, sir, need an honest opinion from you. As I said, I'm recently graduated out of the university. Can you guide me something about it? How I can get that without? I don't think I can help because I don't know, to be honest. That's a straight answer. But I would still encourage you to join the community. Maybe someone in the community does. When it comes to scholarship, you have to have good grades, of course. You have to apply, of course. So search and apply. Search, apply, have good grades, and maybe I don't know, write a bunch of articles, like small articles on AI, like what Anthropic is sharing, like agent skills or MCP server, things like that. And once you have that, then you can go ahead and start applying to have sort of a portfolio, so your content or your application is being considered. I hope that helps, inshallah. Okay, let's commit this. Double check this. Session ID, pin, JSON, good. Not my actual IDs there. I like that. Speaker dashboard, audience meter. This is not correct, I think, because it's not the app. I don't know. I don't think this part is correct. Let me update this. Home page, GOM page, app. Okay. Committed. The remaining unstage files are the test pin masking in the dashboard sessions. You'll want to revert. Yeah, let's revert those. Remove test pin with the right variables. So yes. By the way, I see there are a lot of viewers watching the video, so if you have not smashed that like button, do so. There's going to be a lot of more streams in the future, and I'm also looking into some build with AI workshops pretty soon. So hopefully, inshallah, we'll have those, especially after Ramadan. And that would also mean that the participants will have some cloud credits from Google. So we will have some sort of build with AI events. Thank you. I think that's a good idea to write about AI and building. Yeah, absolutely. No problem. And have a good rest of your night. I'm gonna sign off pretty soon as well. I'm gonna just finalize this and publish. So we are done with that. And my camera died now. So let's try to finally run this. We have npx audience meter logout, npx audience log in. Now this is interesting. What if I do auth login? Audience mentor. Kind of makes sense. Audience meter. I was like, what? Is that a bug or a feature from npm? Close this guy. We go back here. Token stored. npx meter, mentor, meter. Okay, so we load it like this. There we go. We open this guy. Let's open this one. We had a lot of good feedback from P2P Kolachi as well. I love that the links are clickable. I like it. Okay, so yeah, I think then we are done. So we got the README nicely. If I open this right here, README. So this is what we have. Right here, login, create list, show pin, interactive dashboard. We see the dashboard here. Blah blah blah. Login, logout, auth, who am I? Create. Templates are there. Nice. We have the raw JSON output as well. Project limit. Good. Close that. Now, actually, let's run npm run build. We don't have a build command. Soup. Let's maybe add a command. Files type. We don't have scripts here. Interesting. Scripts. Nope. It's an object. And we gotta have colon here. Build npx up. This build. There we go. And then we do PM. Wait a second. Let's actually confirm. Okay. Do we need anything before publishing? I think I'm ready. Just confirming. Mm. Now we want to publish it. So how do we do that? Mm. 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 The thing is, I do want to make it possible for people to see the code so they can, I don't know, benefit from it, copy paste it. Extract apps CLI into a public repo, then reference it as a submodule. I don't know. I think it's I think we're gonna go with Git subtree. I think that probably makes much more sense. What I also want to chat about, I would say, Git subtree. But I do want to ensure we don't have any environment variables etc before we do this. I think it's fine because we don't have any server keys or secrets. Okay, so let's see. Let's start by creating a project. Audience meter CLI. Choose visibility, public. And then we go with this guy. I like this one. I did not do it. Let's see. Where's the description? Code. I think when you have something in here, then you put the. Is it? Okay, we'll put the description later. But we do git subtree push prefix app CLI. So let's start with that. Okay. I created the repo already. Didn't set the description yet. And what did it add with my email? Okay, so it added the right email. Good. Could not read from the remote. What is going on? Let me check what you created. Did I make a mistake? Audience meter. Wait. I renamed it to audience meter. Fix and push again. It's like, I'm gonna do it right. No, wait. Audience meter CLI. Good. I think it should not get it, right? Or would it? Or did it create another one? Is the name. Okay, let's quickly go ahead and publish this as well. I don't think we have more things to look into, to be honest. Add git commit and we have this as well, so let's quickly do that. Oh, so you can't run it? Okay. cd apps CLI npm publish. Let's see. Audience meter 0 is not in this. Access token has expired. Okay. Again. That. Okay. Go. Okay. In. Let's fine. And it is stuck. Cancel. Cancel. Use security key. And with the pass key. Scan this QR with the camera on the device that has your pass key. It's taking a lot of time. I don't know why. Maybe it is. Let's see. That's issue with camera app. I had to close again. What is the best approach to building project and how much? Code pixels, I think you asked the same question like before as well. But I think it's gonna be problems. Let's try it again. Nope, it doesn't work. Can we sign in without security key? Nope, doesn't work. So how do we go about this now? Let's try this again. Not go to. Using my camera for. Oh, it doesn't. Let's see now. Well, strange, but two-factor authentication, security key. Don't know if I'm pretty sure it's my phone. I want to. Okay, let's see now. Okay, now it's working. It was due to reduce interruptions. That's fine. So we go here, and now we have this published. Yay! And if we refresh here, yay! Let's go. And we do have the settings. In the settings, we can also set up our own image for this. Load an image. We're gonna go to pictures, or let's go to Ahsan, projects, apps, CI. Gotta go to images, and we have the dashboard. I think this is a nice image. It's not the nicest now that I look at it. Then we take it. Then we take a better one. So first of all, let's try to also run this outside so we can check if this is working well. So here, if I say npx audience meter, Then it would say I want to install it, which is fine. Yes, let's go. And now I have this. Very nice. Love it. Okay, but then I want to have, I think, something that is like more like this. And I would go ahead with this. And let's see if this one works in our favor. I'm gonna go with this right here. And let's try to upload the session and see if this one looks better. Pictures. This guy. Smaller than 1 MB. Ooh, that's gonna be a... Okay. Whoosh. Mohammed Zen says, hi, thanks for taking a few minutes. I've been working as a full stack developer, mainly with Next.js, Node.js, large scale systems, and wanted to understand how you approach decisions in complex projects. That's a very vague question, Zen. I mean, the large scale systems have different challenges have different approaches. So it's really hard to pin it down into a single thing, as in, hey, this is what I do, because it's not usually the case. Every situation is different. Every problem is different as well. So it depends on the situation. I use my years of experience. I discuss with my colleagues. I make sure everybody is on the same page. We list down the pros and cons for different approaches. We look at what the team wants to do, or we look at from the organizational perspective, you know, if it looks okay or not. Like, there's so many things that go into this, so it's hard to pinpoint, as I said, to one single thing. That makes sense. Okay, so I think we're gonna wrap it up for today. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go I'm just gonna go overboard with this one, so I don't do that. But yeah, thank you everyone who joined today. I think this is a good win. I want to go pray and then go to sleep. But hopefully when we stream next time, we'll add a bit more features. We're going to align the theme or the color as we discussed. I think we're going to go with the black one rather than the purple one that we have right now. So we'll see. We'll see how this turns out to be at the end. Also, I think I want to, I don't know, I think I want to update a bit the size of the chat that we have. I usually can't see too many messages there, but we'll see. But I think we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you everyone who joined, and I'm going to see you next time. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.